Hi, I'm here with Kim, which is a very, very good friend of mine, and recently she just launched her book, Forever Young. I was thinking, how should I introduce Kim? And I think the best way, the best line I can use, which is my favorite, is that your book, Kim, takes the mystery out of the secret of Forever Young formula. Please tell me more. What is Forever Young, your concept, and where is that taking us? What is the journey you are inviting us to take part? And tell me why I have this I had this feeling when I finished reading your book. I almost felt like I have a wallet with limitless youth currency instead of money. So the Forever Young program is an extraordinary eye-opener, and it is a fantastic resource at everybody's disposal to create the life you deserve, and the book is just the beginning.
Thank you. Well, I wrote the book Forever Young, The Holistic Guide to a Glowing Complexion, because I believe that I can make the difference for you to be forever young.
I love that. I don't want to grow old. I will never grow old with you.
You will never be old. The thing is that when I started writing the book, I started writing it to help you have younger skin. But as I went into the journey of writing the book, I found that you can't separate the skin from complete and utter body health. So
you realize that there is more to skin than just the skin. So you came with a very holistic approach, which consider your client as a whole, as an entity, rather than just part of their body to look after. Is that correct?
Yes. That is. I started writing knowing that in order to achieve great skin you needed good health, but as I went further into the journey, I realised that the book was going to be a handbook about staying forever young instead of just a handbook about having good skin.
So you design a skincare regime which is personal, which is bespoke to your clients' needs and lifestyle.
I did. The last chapter is called Design for Life, and I wrote this to help people to create a plan in conjunction with the manual that you can get if you download it by going to the free bonuses. And basically people can use the manual and design a plan for them to improve different aspects of their life that they want to change or feel that they need to change in order to achieve the results that they want.
So what would be the main ingredients you recommend to create this recipe for successful glowing skin?
Well, in the products themselves there are a number of wonderful skincare ingredients that I do recommend. I've listed a whole lot of them in the book, but some of my favourites are rose oil. Rose oil is one of the most expensive products around, so if you find it as an ingredient in your product, the product will not be a cheap one, but it will be a very effective one, because rose oil is very good for all skin types, but it helps to reduce redness. It's very anti-inflammatory, so it's good for things like acne and eczema, even though they're quite different. They're both inflammatory conditions. It's emollient, which means it's very softening and hydrating, and because of this it's absolutely fantastic for anti-aging. It's also antioxidant, and it promotes cell renewal, so it keeps us lovely and young.
It's always a big challenge when each time I have a delay, my plane is delayed. I walk around those shops in the airport, and I can see that everybody just walking around. Everybody is overwhelmed by the amount of different products, and it's just very, very difficult to decide. And perhaps in everybody's mind is the same question: to buy or not to buy. So what would be, in your opinion, the things to consider when choosing quality products?
Well, if I'm choosing quality products, I would check on the ingredients. As I say, that I've listed a lot of the ingredients and I've flagged up some of my favourites. Aloe vera is another one of my favourite ones. It's what I call the A team. It's got anti-inflammatory properties, antipyretic, which means it eases itching, so it's good for eczema and things like that again. It's full of antiviral, antibacterial properties, and it's also what they call an adaptogen, which means it changes according to the environment that it's put in. So if your skin is quite dry, it will help it to be more moisturised, but if it's quite oily, it will try to bring it back to normal. So I'd look out for aloe vera in your products, but you need to make sure that it's one of the main ingredients in the product. When you're looking for these ingredients, if they've only put in a drip or two, it's probably not going to help. So it's better to pay more money and get a good quality product. By the same token, you don't have to pay an absolute fortune for your products. There are some on the market that are hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and if you look at the ingredients, they're very similar to ones that are £40, £50.
To me, it still looks like a tricky trip. Sometimes I wonder, is this a trick or is this a treat? I just wanted to ask you a question. For instance, all these glamorous girls we see on the front cover of magazines, they look so beautiful, and they got this tan which is just so glamorous, and I've always been afraid of trying that, and I have my old white skin to carry. But what would you recommend to someone who doesn't have natural glowing skin, and they don't have the time because they are executives traveling the world, they don't have the time to lie on a beach. So what would you recommend in terms of tanning?
I don't really recommend using tanning booths or sun tanning particularly, although it's very important to get some sun on your skin because it helps produce vitamin D, which is really important to us. But in terms of laying out in the sun, although it makes us feel very invigorated and wonderful to lie on a beach for a while, it's not really very good for our skin, it's quite ageing. So you could try a fake tan, or there are some moisturisers.
That's not me, but yes,
I
understand.
Me either. But the other thing you can do is you can eat some vegetables and fruits that have got the kind of orangey and red colours in, such as carrots or I've forgotten, sweet potatoes, these kinds of bright orange vegetables, because the beta carotene actually will give us a natural glow. So.
Oh, wonderful. And what do you think about, what is your view on medical aesthetics?
Medical aesthetics are treatments. They come somewhere between going to an ordinary salon and seeing a therapist who will give you a facial and going to a cosmetic surgeon. They can do small procedures. They can remove things like skin tags or warts, which is very useful. They can also do small treatments. Some salons do them, such as microdermabrasion, which just help even skin tone and can help reduce fine lines, things like that. You need to give some consideration to these treatments. They can be a bit more involved than just going for, like I say, a facial. But I think that they're well worthwhile. You may also come across some machines. They're IPL machines. They used to be only used for removing hair, but these days they can use them for many rejuvenation purposes, and they're supposed to have excellent results. I've seen some good kind of quality tests done, which show some excellent results from these things.
So what should I do if I refuse to grow old, even gracefully, and all I want to do is to grow young? What do you think I should? Where should I start?
Well, obviously, we start to worry about getting older probably as we get into our 30s. By the time we're about 25, we really need to introduce an eye cream, because the eye area is very delicate and doesn't hold moisture so much as other areas of our skin. So I'd recommend an eye cream from about 25. Then we're around 30, you can start using slightly more kind of anti-aging products. It's very important not to dive straight in with the very anti-aging products. Very important to choose ones that are suitable for your age, because if you choose the very, very strong ones, they can be too strong for young skin. So I'd recommend taking some really good advice and getting ones that are exactly age appropriate. And then, because when you start off, obviously when you're very young, the first thing is just a cleanse, tone and some moisturiser, and that's perfect. But as we start to introduce things like serums, which are one of my absolute favourite products, I recommend layering them. And so you'd put on, first of all, you do cleanse and your tone, and then your serum and your eye creams and your lip clear creams and things, and finish them off on top with your moisturiser. So each one you put on according to how light it is, because the lighter the product, the further it's absorbed. So it needs to be nearer the skin, and finish with your moisturiser. So layering is the trick.
So in regards to layers, I understand that there are so many ways of protecting your skin, and you can learn in the process. But what intrigued me about your book is the fact that you really your concept is really different than anybody else I ever met before, purely because you start creating you start creating your own style of living, thinking of from inside out. What is your recommendation on healthy diets? Because I know some people go to a great extent of effort and they are left with dull skin, for instance, or any other side effects. So what is your view on a healthy diet?
Okay, so well, I'd say since about the 80s, a healthy diet's been considered to be a low-fat diet in this country, and it went to great extremes at one point where people were eating extremely low-fat diets or almost no-fat diets. And the trouble with this is that they started to suffer from dull skin, dry skin, because one of the most important ingredients in our food for our skin is omega-3, and most of us don't really get enough omega-3, which is, it's in fish products, but also if you don't eat fish products, it's in avocados.
I love avocados.
Me too, my favourite. And lots of seeds and nuts. And the trouble is, with these very low fat diets, all of these foods got banned, and people said, oh, I mustn't eat any avocado, I mustn't have seeds and nuts, and also, oh, I must only have fish twice a week. Where were they getting this omega-3 from? And their skin was really suffering, not only from dryness, but often from kind of irritation, redness. And omega-3 is brilliant for acne, as well as keeping your skin in good condition. It's really important.
So this is absolutely fantastic, because now I don't feel the pressure anymore to obey certain rules. I could eat and choose from abundance of products and from abundance of foods. And I still have a question for you. I love coffee. What about coffee? What is the coffee going to do to me?
Coffee is also my sin. I used to drink absolutely dozens of cups of coffee a day, maybe 10 coffee cups a day of full caffeine coffee. So I did cut that down, and maybe I only have 1 or 2 now. But caffeine in its own right won't cause your skin a great deal of damage. It is quite dehydrating, but we drink water with it, so that's not going to cause a big problem. It can make us mood swings, and it can affect our blood sugar levels. Blood sugar will affect your skin, so maybe not so many coffees.
But I learned from your book how to drop the sugar altogether. I tried that for decades. I couldn't bring myself. I would drop it for a couple of days, and then I'm back to sugar. I need my sugar. But now you got there such a great you gave me such a great reason not to use sugar anymore. I drop it all together, and I'm so grateful forever. And so, what about champagne? I love a glass of champagne time to time when I celebrate something.
Yeah, a small amount of alcohol will never do you any harm. It's slightly dehydrating again, but we usually drink it with some water and things like that. We don't normally just have very neat alcohol. Most of us are not knocking back, vodka or something on its own. It's got quite a lot of liquid with it. I wouldn't recommend drinking too many because it's not very good for your health, but it won't really do your skin much harm, providing you don't have too much and you have a break.
and for people who, I'm not a smoker, but there are lots of people out there who they try to replace whatever they're lacking in their life with a cigarette or more than that. So what would you tell them?
Oh, unfortunately, smokers, almost any other kind of thing in your life, I'd say moderation, but I know that moderation is impossible with cigarettes, and my only recommendation is that you do your very best to give up, because it not only is very drying for your skin, it can leave it looking sallow and a bit yellow, but it depletes the vitamins and minerals that we eat. It stops us being able to absorb them so well, and it also completely dries it out, so we end up with wrinkles, very bad wrinkles. The wrinkles on a 40-year-old smoker are often compared to those of a 60-year-old non-smoker.
So giving away 20 years from your life before you had the chance to live them. Yeah. But so I understand that your lifestyle could really kill your skin cells before they are due to die. What about these long nights people are spending on searching on Google, looking for the next big thing? So what about those nights when people they stick their faces into a computer? What about that?
Yeah, we really need to have our beauty sleep. It really is very important to our skin. We all know that we get the bags under our eyes if we don't get enough sleep. So you need to make sure you get enough sleep for you. That's not necessarily 8 hours, but what's right for you, it's very important. And if you don't get it today, it's quite hard to catch up. So not too many late nights.
Yeah, so it's true. I mean, in your book you are saying that your skin is your sexiest organ, uncovered. I love that. So it is true for both women and men, and we are under lots of pressure to look good, to feel good. So what would you say that the function of the skins are?
Oh, the skin has many functions. Primarily, it just acts as a protective layer, keeps everything where it needs to be. It stops us from knocks and things like that, and acts as a protective barrier to stop things like bacteria getting into our systems. It also is very sensitive, so it keeps us safe if we touch something hot or very, very cold or sharp. It tells us because of all the nerve endings, so it's got a very important function from that point of view. People with leprosy or Hansen's disease, this is where they have the problem, because they lose sensitivity in their nerve endings, and so they can't feel when they get injured, and that causes infection. That's why they suffer the problems with their skin that is associated with that. So it's really important. It's also got a very strong regulatory function, so it keeps us cool when we're too hot. We perspire and we get red because the blood vessels open up, allowing the skin to cool. The sweating also, by evaporating from the surface, helps us to stay cool. But when we're very cold, the blood vessels close down, we get that kind of blue tinge where the blood's all gone away from the surface, and the little hairs rise up, and that's why we get the goose pimples. So that's to keep us warm. So So it's very important from that point of view. Also creates vitamin C, which is vitamin D, which is another regulatory process.
So it is an entire. While I was reading your book, I felt like traveling really places that I never thought of before, which is a great thing on its own. I understand that your program, which is the Journey to Youth, it's launched now, and you are running this program all over the world. And could you please tell me what is your next retreat and where?
My next retreat, Marina, as you know, because you are hosting it for us at the Hotel Alternative, is going to be run here in London, very close to where we're sitting. And we're going to have a signature event with wonderful London activities going on, training from me, and I will help you begin your Journey to Youth program, help you with your manual, and introduce new concepts to you, and find out what it is that you really want from great skin and great health. There will also be other authors there who I hope will complement what I've got to offer. We've got you, my wonderful mentor, talking about the art of significance, which I hope will be very interesting to everybody that comes. We also have people such as Daniel Serpico, who will be talking about stress. She's a very talented NLP practitioner, and she is going to help people lower their stress levels, because stress is very bad for your skin. Pat Duckworth will be talking about alignment to help you find where you should be going in your life that is fits with you as a person, and will help you to be more fulfilled, which one of the things that I didn't write in my book, which I realised last month when I went to see my great mentor.
Don't tell me, I'm so excited. So keep it under your sleeve.
that one's a secret I'm going to be revealing at the
I can't wait.
event. We are also going to be joined by the very beautiful Sarah Lister. Sarah is she's the elegant negotiator, and when you meet her, you'll know she's very elegant, and she's a very formidable negotiator, because she worked in Fortune 500 companies for 12 years doing multi-million-pound deals. She's going to be talking to us about how to negotiate with yourself first, to get your own belief system in place so that you can move on, and to show us where you will go to when you've moved on.
And I know we have a mystery guest which is going to teach us how to let go.
We do. Yes.
Just a few words about that.
Yes, we're going to be joined by Mr. Mojo himself, who is going to be teaching us how to let go, how to find our own individuality that we may have lost, and how to move on and be authentic and have the life that we have dreamed of.
Thank you ever so much, Kim. So when is going to take place?
This is going to take place next weekend.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Time is flying.
It is. It will be from Saturday. People will arrive at Saturday at between 3 and 6. They will be collected from wherever they arrive into London, whether it's the airport or one of the nearby stations, and brought to the venue.
So that's the VIP retreat.
It is the VIP
I can't wait for you to pick me up from the airport.
And when we're at the retreat, we will have a wonderful masterminding dinner, which will be hosted by us, and you'll be leading some masterminding for us.
I can't wait. So exciting.
On the Saturday, we've got a packed day full of various treats. I'm hoping that there will be lots of pampering laid on for people, and opportunities for them to go and reflect on what they've learned, but also lots of things for them to learn. In the evening, we're planning some very London typical in entertainment, which we hope will inspire and excite.
Because London never sleeps.
London never sleeps. No.
So where shall we go to register for your retreat?
We will go to www.foreveryoungthebook.com/retreats, and there's a page there. There's a video that should be working, hopefully, and a page that tells you some more. It also tells you about some of the other speakers, and at the bottom there's a place where you can opt in, and then you will go through and we'll take payment from PayPal.
Oh, wonderful! So it's just came into my mind before I met you many times. That I decided that I don't want to grow old, but I had no idea where to start. So then after I read your book, I realized two things. One is that being forever young is a state of mind that needs feeding with the correct routines. And secondly, being forever young, it is not about how much you can spend in your lifetime maintaining your skin in the right way, but it's about planning the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So planning the journey with you was the most extraordinary experience I ever had on a personal level, and that reflects in my attitude towards life, because I feel more energetic. I know there is no limit to how young I can feel, and I know there is abundance where that is coming from. Thank you ever so much, Kim, and I can't wait to join you to your retreat.
I can't wait either. I'm very excited. Thank you.
Thank you.